estate and stock market. Which one is the best way to invest your hard-earned money? No guessings in this video. I have done deep research using official data for the last 50 years. And in this video, you will understand which one is the best way and why. So stay tuned. Hi, my name is Ina, and if you don't know me, 2 years ago I received an award for leading innovator in wealth management and most outstanding woman in finance. Why I am saying this to you? Because it proves I know how to make money. Centuries ago, gold and real estate was the only way to invest and build your wealth. For many people, it was just a dream that never came true. Time changes very fast, and still nowadays for many families owning even one property is very difficult because real estate is very expensive. But hey guys, it's not the only way to invest. We have stock market. But which one is better, real estate or stock market? So let's get started. Liquidity. This is number one for me when it comes to investing, and I want to tell you the story why it's so important for me. In 2008, my family owned commercial and residential real estate of total worth around $16 million. We had a lot of loans, but we just thought if we sell this property and pay off all the credits, we will be still up around 10 million, and we thought we were rich. But it was a mistake because all of a sudden crisis. To make long story short, we lost it all and even worse, we got into huge debt. And you know, it was such a terrible feeling because we saw what was happening and we understood that we are losing our property and money, but we could do nothing about that. We tried to sell, we decreased prices, but no one wanted to buy. And that was a turning point in my life because at that moment I decided I have to try a different business, I have to try different type of investments, and I decided to start trading and investing into stocks and futures. If fundamental situation changes, you can easily sell your stock pressing one single button. It's like a few seconds and you are back with cash. If you need to cash out of your real estate, you have to find a buyer first. And yes, when market is booming, it's easy to do. But when something happens with economy, like it was in 2008, it will be really difficult and even impossible to do. Yes, you could take some credit, for example, but it's a very long process. It's a very costly process. And besides, if the crisis happens, it's also almost impossible. Returns. You can say, hey, now one day the crisis will finish and the real estate market will go up. And you're right, 100% it will go up. But the thing is, stocks will rise their way higher. And here are some numbers for you. Over the past 60 years, stocks have risen 7-10% per year compared to 2-4% for real estate. Moreover, the world stock markets have grown 358% in 11 years. And finally, the most interesting, this is official chart from Federal Reserve and it represents data over the last 50 years. The red line is stock prices and the black line is real estate market. Can you see the difference? And I want to pay attention that this data doesn't include inflation. That means if we add inflation, the black line will be the way lower. See the difference now? Risk. It's considered that stock market is riskier than real estate. Well, it depends on your style. If you are a growth investor, yes, you will have the higher risk. And I believe that growth investing is not suitable for our 80% of retail investors. I bet they just didn't realize it yet. And before investing into stocks, just ask yourself how much are you ready to lose. And I bet you are not a growth investor. And I don't recommend putting more than 10% of your money, of your portfolio into growth investing. It's always better to be more conservative. You are the boss and you always can change this approach. So I believe that value investing is more suitable for retail investors. Yes, it doesn't give such a huge returns as growth investing, but the risks are the way lower, and you won't have those sleepless nights and stressful days. Besides, how do you protect your investment in a downtrend? For example, if you own stocks, you can easily sell it if something goes wrong, or you can hedge it with futures, for example, and collect dividends. But when it comes to real estate, you may get into a situation when there will be no offers, just like it happened with me and my family. Minimum to start investing. Real estate is very expensive, no matter what country you live in. It requires significant amount of investments to buy some property. And besides, there is also maintenance cost and so on, but we will talk about it a bit later. Absolutely different situation when it comes to investing into stock market. You can start with a very small investment, and once you feel confident in the market, you can always add more. Pricing and evaluation. In most cases, real estate is fairly priced. By that I mean, guys, it's not easy and almost impossible to find undervalued property, right? But when it comes to futures trading or, for example, to stocks investing, the situation is the way different. We have a lot of tools we can use and find undervalued stocks or undervalued commodities. So this way we can get the way higher returns, because when you buy fairly priced real estate, you can only expect and hope that real estate market will go up in general and you will make some money. And as you can see, the situation with the stocks investing is the way different. Transaction cost. Again, no matter where you live, the transaction cost for real estate is very expensive, and on average around the globe it's 5.5%. It's a significant amount of money, guys. But the situation also is the way different when it comes to stocks, for example, or even futures. You will pay up to $5 a trade, and on some platforms you can get even zero commission for stocks and ETFs trading. Diversification. Guys, you have to be just super rich to diversify your real estate portfolio, because other way you just can't afford to buy real estate, for example, in different countries, in America, in France or Germany and so on. But when it comes to financial markets, the situation is very different. You can diversify your portfolio using different asset classes, different single stocks, for example, different sectors and even countries. So as a result, you can reduce your risks in average and get even the higher winning rate. Your time. You will never relax with the real estate, because there is always something you have to repair on your real estate, always some problems with the neighbors, tenant rotation and so on, a lot of headache. But the situation is very different when it comes to stock investing, because you can just take a laptop and travel around the world, and you will have 24-hour access to your funds, you will have high liquidity, and you can do whatever you want in this market. Certainly you have to monitor and you have to do some research in the stock market, but even if this sounds like a boring activity for you, you can hire a trader who will manage that account for you, and still you will have 24-hour control over your funds. And with the real estate you will never get that. Taxes. It all depends on the country of your residency, but I have done some research and got average numbers around the globe. So guys, here it is. Holding real estate requires an annual tax from 0.5% to 2.5%, and that's a lot of the money. Besides, we have discussed maintenance cost and so on. So as a result, we see that your net profit from real estate is falling significantly. Certainly, there are capital gains tax when it comes to stock investing, but your net profit will be the way higher. And this is what matters the most, your net returns on investments. And as you can see, the stock market is beating the real estate market. And besides, if you are a swing trader, for example, or you are dealing with futures, you will have a lower tax rate as well. In conclusion, Warren Buffett is the living proof that stock has a lot of advantages compared to real estate market. And now we understand why he is sticking to stocks. Because real estate will never give you the same control over your funds and the same liquidity. And this is what matters the most of the most when it comes to investing and returns. By the way, what is number one for you when it comes to investing? Let me know in the comments below. This will help me with YouTube algorithm, and also this will help me to produce better content for you and more useful for you. Thank you all for watching. If you like this video, feel free to like it, share it, and leave comments below. I will catch you next time on Trading TV.